So the story takes place when I was in first year. So at the time I was 13 years old, and this was the point of where I was transitioning into secondary school, because first year is secondary school. And before then I was in primary school, and I was with kids before then who were like, they weren't, I was in a smaller class, okay? So a smaller class was like 10, 15 people, and the whole school only had 200 people. With this school, it was a much, much bigger school, had like bigger people, and there was about like 900, 1,000 people in this whole entire like school. So it was obviously very intimidating when I first came in. The first day I came in, everything was all right. Like obviously there was another story of like where I was wearing Velcro straps. That's the very first video. I was wearing Velcro shoes, and not the cool shoes that everyone else was wearing, the new like people wearing like Dior's and all this like fancy branded stuff, right? When in first year you have to choose, you have 3 subjects that are mandatory that you do, and then you choose another 5 subjects. So the mandatory ones are English, Irish and maths. That's what we had to do. And then the 4 subjects you can choose whatever. You had options, there was variance to it. So one of my subjects was home economics. So I was in a class in home economics. There was more girls than guys in the class, so the majority was girls. There was only 3-4 other people who were guys there, but mostly it was girls. And when we first came into class, it was the very first day, we all sat down, and then there was this girl, for the sake of the story, I'll call her Sarah, right? Sarah she wasn't the type of girl, she was a very shy girl. She wasn't the type of girl to go out and talk to everybody. She was a very introverted kind of person. She would only talk to people in her social group and her friendship group. That's all. So we got put in the class, and then she was actually one of the girls I actually had a little crush on. But me being a 13-year-old kid, and what happened on the first day of school, and everything that led up to that point of when we went into the class for the very first time, I had low confidence. My confidence wasn't the highest. So basically, for the whole year, honestly, this is honestly pretty disappointing. Like looking back on it now, I didn't even talk to her once. I was in the class and I had a little crush on her, and I didn't even talk to her once. Looking back on that now, I feel like, why is that the reason? Is because I have the anxious attachment style, right? That's the reason I feel like I didn't even talk to her, because there'll be guys in my school who would go up and speak to a girl right away without even thinking, without even like just going and just speaking to a girl. Easy for them. Those people who would just go up and just talk to a girl, they were more the secure attachment styles. For me, I was more the anxious attachment style. So this video is all about attachment styles, right? And the story plays out of like these 3 attachment styles, right, that we're going through. You heard of it? I think you guys heard of attachment styles before, right? I think you guys already heard about attachment styles before. There are 3 main attachment styles. These are very, very important when it comes to relationships, and it comes to the person, and getting to know the person on a deeper level, and getting to find the right person with the right attachment style that's geared towards your attachment style. So there's secure attachment styles, there's anxious attachment styles, and there's avoidant attachment styles. All 3 of these are different to one another, right? Secure attachment styles means that the person is very, very comfortable in the relationship. They're not overthinking thoughts of like, oh, is she gonna cheat on me? Oh, is she gonna do this? Oh, blah, blah, blah. He's not overthinking. He's just going through the relationship and he's happy with the partner. Then there's the anxious attachment styles. Now this is probably, I would say, these all correspond to when you were raised as a little kid, right? The secure attachment styles is like if you're raised in a family, right, where there was no like domestic abuse. It was, you grew up with like good parents who supported you and who gave you love as you're a little kid, who always gave you love, and who always had a very good upbringing, and who brought you up as a very good independent person and helped you along the way and gave you support and everything. The anxious attachment style is where the person really overthinks, right? The person overthinks about every little situation. It doesn't have to be relationships, honestly, but for the sake of this argument, it's relationships, right? When you're in a relationship, they overthink of when, if the person is going out doing something that they don't like, they're overthinking about the worst case scenario, basically, in a nutshell. And with these, when they were a little kid, they had the type of like family who were like very abusive to them. So a type of family who would, you know, just do stuff to them, even if it's like they do a little thing wrong, they'll get slapped or whatever, you know. stuff like that, right? They never really had a really safe space. They're always in the fight or flight mode, right? So that's the anxious attachment style, okay? And the avoidant attachment style is where the person in the relationship doesn't even show love or anything. I don't want to say about like show love, right? Because the avoidant attachment style is one of the attachment styles of like when you were a little kid, your parents never even showed you love or support or anything like that. They weren't even there for you, which I feel like that's the worst one, the avoidant one, because they were never there. They were never there to give you support and give you good upbringing. So you basically relied on other people to help you with that, and they could have been bad influences on you, or they could have been good ones. So in this video I want to talk about how to find the right person with the right attachment styles. First, you need to figure out what your attachment style is. Now, what I did for this, right, I done research on the 3 attachment styles: the avoidant, the anxious, and the secure, right? So I did research on it, right? And to come to conclusion, figure out when you were a child, right, when you were like a little kid, if you can remember, right, how was your childhood been? Was it happy? Was it sad? Were your parents there for you? You got to figure out all these things. Well, I do. I like journaling, right? I love writing it down on a piece of paper and then actually introspective and thinking about it, right? And I came to find out that I'm more the anxious attachment. And even in school as well, like this story even correlates to what we're speaking about now. So go figure out if you haven't figured it out, right? Because this will help you to find your own attachment styles, which once you find your own attachment styles, then you can find a woman who has the correspondent attachment styles with you. She is basically the same attachment styles as you. Thing is, you don't want a woman who has a different attachment style towards you, against you. So say for instance, you had an avoidant attachment style and she had a very, very anxious attachment style. They're not going to go together. She's going to be thinking all the time, oh, why does he not love me? Oh, all this. Like she's going to be overthinking and questioning herself, and right? And she's going to be questioning you and seeing if you actually do love her. Because you had the avoidant attachment styles, you're not putting as much effort into the relationship because that's how you were in the past, right? When you were a little kid. So figuring this out, find the woman who has the same attachment style as you. What I do, if you are going on a date with a woman, if you're going on a first date, try find out, ask her all these deep questions, not the basic shallow level questions of like, oh, what's your favorite subject? What's your favorite color? What school do you go to? What do you do? What are your hobbies? Ask them deep, deep questions when you're going out with them. Because I know I see this all the time, even with modern relationships, I see this all the time. People always ask surface level questions. People never really get to the deep root of that person. And if you can get to the deep root of that person, that's very good. You should be getting to that, because to get to know them even better and to find out if they're the right fit for you, that's what you want in a traditional relationship. You want to find the right person that's the right fit for you. And I mean the right fit, right? I'm guessing all you guys here don't vape, don't do any bad habits, don't drink or do anything like that, right? You want to find a girl who doesn't do any of that as well. Like, you have goals with this person, you should find a woman that has the same goals as you. She's willing to grow with you, she's willing to support you, she's willing to do everything for you. So when you're finding the attachment style, right? If you're going to find the avoidant attachment style, right? Okay, the avoidant attachment style, you want to find someone who's not too, relationship is not too much their priority. More they're working more on their goals, and they want to grow with you, but they want to grow in a way where they're working on their goals and not really focusing on the relationship as much. So hopefully I explained it a little bit better. This is my understanding on the 3 attachment styles and how you guys can find a woman who's simply the same, similar attachment style as you. So hopefully guys this helps, and I'll see you guys next time.